no more than a week ago, after a really good few months of silence. The day before, just in case you're new to an open world survival horror MMO in the making for more than 2 years now, went on and got itself a release date of June 21st next year. That game is now coming to PCs, in addition to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X versions in development and due out sometime later. Check it out, to accompany the news even came up with this. Believe it or not, there's a few good Dino Crisis inspired open world games in the making at the moment. One of them is called Lost Mine, the other one's called Code Dino. One I came across, well, no more than a handful of days ago actually, here goes by the name Instinction. A third and first person shooter with not just dinosaurs, but all sorts of prehistoric animals actually never seen before in the gaming scene. Check it out.
After all this death, if you had the chance to do it all again,
this is where all our dreams come true.
The Saints build a criminal empire from scratch. Criminal Ventures represent our spin on organized crime operations in Santo Elisa.
A couple of new ones on the new Saints Row game also came our way in just a few days back, actually giving us a really good gameplay look at what it'll have to offer. The world, the combat, some of its riots, and some actual missions you get to play. But all in a pre-alpha state, just in case you're wondering why it's rough around the edges, and finally a specific release date of February 25th, and into PCs, PlayStation 5, and Xbox consoles as well. All in new. Check it out real quick.
Let's look at just a few of the criminal ventures players will be able to operate, along with the gameplay that comes with them. With a Bright Future disposal facility, the Saints charge top dollar by illegally dumping corporations' toxic waste. Let's pretend is where you gather your crew to pull off heists, case the location, and serve as a getaway driver to escape the police. The Shady Oaks Medical Center is a front for your insurance fraud scheme. Rack up hefty bills, then claim the cash as your own.
As far as I remember, we've run out of options here.
It's just... if I were you...
With all due respect, Astrogator, it is me being stuck on the surface. So if you let me, I'll take my chances, and I will find the man.
In a retro-futuristic setting and into a different timeline from ours. Also based on a novel with the same name, we have here The Invincible, a supposedly open-world FPS in the same vein as games such as The Outer World that was announced in 2020. Well, check it out, this game is now targeting new-gen consoles and PCs, not this year anymore, but sometime next year.
I see no dots. Shit. How?
What?
I found him.
Very well. Now keep your distance and be careful.
It's too late.
What? I can't hear you.
It's too late to keep...
Yasna, what is it? Why is it too late? Yasna, speak to me!
He's looking for others. He's...
You. What have you done?
On the other hand, Gotham Knights, an OP world action RPG by Warner Bros, taking place in Gotham Sea after Batman's death. I'm sorry, meaning there's no Batman here, only his sidekicks, which is not a bad thing at all. Like, you don't get to play just as one hero, but 4 this time. Check it out. Gotham Knights is currently set to be released sometime next year and into the PlayStation 5, 4, Xbox consoles as well, and also PCs. Here's how it looks like. Well, just a few days ago, Perlibiz, folks behind another possible open world game not in this list, Crimson Desert, came up with a first gameplay showcase for what we have here called S.T.A.L.K.E.R. What you might have already been familiar with, but now an open world RPG with multiplayer elements, not an MMO anymore. The thing about it is we know it's coming to the next generation consoles and PCs and scheduled for sometime next year, but that could go up to 2023. Check it out. So moving from its original January to now February 25, 2022 release, Elden Ring actually gets a playable demo next month, and they even came out with an announcement trailer for it. There's only one downside to this: you get to play this on your consoles only and not PC. You gotta go register for it right now on their official website. Elden Ring, the open world RPG with From Software's biggest map to date in any game, is at the moment targeting all consoles and PCs, old and new. Check it out. As in the case of Little Devil Inside, which also might be a timed exclusive on the PlayStation 5, an open world in an open-ended environment, however action RPG game, we know it's coming out next year and into every single console eventually, and a specific release date for it is about to be revealed. Tomorrow, new Sony State of will take place, and we'll probably get much more than that, so just keep that in mind.
Very excited to offer you this exclusive look at Starfield in the exciting universe we've created, which is an area of our solar system we call the settled systems.
Starfield, on the other hand, is, well, still on its track of November 11 next year. And only a few hours ago, they actually came out with another dev diary trailer. To be honest, not even worth mentioning, other than the fact that the game's timeline is about 300 in the future from now. No gameplay. Starfield, which is probably Bethesda's most anticipated project at the moment, is only targeting Xbox Series consoles and PCs, acting as a mic exclusive. That's Microsoft, by the way. Check it out.
Still pretty dangerous. There are plenty of human threats out there, like ecliptic mercenaries, pirates of the Crimson Fleet, violent spacers, or even the fanatical religious zealots of House Varun. The organization known as Constellation is committed to uncovering the mysteries of the galaxy, and as one of its newest members, you'll explore the deepest reaches of the settled systems, and you'll find yourself at home in the Starfield.
Blind Descent. Okay, I highly doubt a lot of you might have even be familiar with this one, basically since there has been no actual update regarding since a long time ago anyway. Here we're looking at a multiplayer open world survival game where up to 4 players can go at once on the planet Mars. 50 years in the future from now, that's all I know about this game, other than the fact that it's coming to PCs only sometime next year.
Instead of fighting together, people stood against each other. War broke out.
Was it a little bird met a broken leg?
Hope died.
Well, you've probably noticed February at the moment is the biggest month in the gaming scene next year. And even Dying Light 2 went on and joined the February club as well. This one releases on the 4th day of the month, targeting PlayStation and Xbox consoles and PCs with a ton of hype to boot. Crossplay enabled, online multiplayer, simply one of the best games to come out that month, and personally, it's day 1P for me. In case you're new to, it seems an open world, parkour-based survival horror. Check it out.
Fuck! Hey! Still some rats here!
I have to pick a side.
The Bazaar needs good people.
You're doing great so far.
I have to make a difference.
Let's check and see.
They say that great change is a series of small gestures. How about this series?
The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, or the sequel, an open-world sandbox RPG, in case you have no clue on the French, releases next year and into the Nintendo Switch only. It's been that way since the dawn of time, just get over it. However, this is at the moment the most anticipated Nintendo game for next year and has a lot to live up to. In case you have missed, this is how it'll eventually go. Y'all remember Project Ragnarok, right? What looked like a AAA MMORPG by a huge mobile game developer from no more than a couple of years ago. Anyway, this game is still on its track of 2022 release and into the old generation of consoles, including PCs, possibly just a few months away from now. This is what the game looks like. Just make sure to stay tuned for that release date in the coming weeks. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, like I mentioned earlier, is one of the most, if not the most ambitious and anticipated game next year, and it's a next-gen console release only. This is an open-world adventure game. James Cameron announced himself into a world never seen before in the movies and in a third and first-person perspective. Check it out. The game possibly gets a specific release date in the coming month. Chia is only coming to the PlayStation consoles and PCs sometime next year. Like I mentioned earlier, Sony's State of Play is only 12 hours away from now, and a potential early 2022 release date is also expected for the game. Chia, in case you're new, is an open-world adventure game by an indie developer, kind of in the same vein as the recent game Kena that went on and got itself a huge amount of interest when it was revealed. In case you've missed, this is how it looks like.
Diyan, kaloy chumuna sini mea puro.
Mea G?
Pepune nyawak. Ite yang azo ikuhu ni angage. Agishi, lo tadi nenapet.
Che Oleti.
What are raiders doing in these ruins? I hope Aaron is okay.
Horizon Forbidden West is now scheduled to release on the PlayStation 4 and 5 February 18th next year, and this time with a heavier focus on exploration and a lot of lore to boot. That's actually why the game world this time is twice as big as the last one and even considered as an immersive exploration game into a new environment with new tribes and even bigger machines to deal with, and yeah, even Aloy herself has a new face. Check it out.
Uh-oh. Machines? This is not good. Better be careful. There might be more.
Breakwaters, on the other hand, was announced no more than a few days ago once again with another gameplay showcase and a 2022 release window into PCs only. Breakwaters is a semi-open world survival sandbox, except there's water instead. Check it out, this game also has a potential early access release on Steam November 11 this year. Last but not least, S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2, Heart of Chernobyl, is actually the first game in this list to be released next year, 28th of April, acting as a timed exclusive for Microsoft, then arriving on other platforms such as the PlayStation 5. Heart of Chernobyl is also the longest awaited game in this list, with more than 15 years since the first game. In case you're new to, it's an open world, first-person survival horror, in the same vein as Fallout games, only much better.
Он мучился?
Нет.
Это хорошо. Он этого не заслужил.
А пулю заслужил. Жаль, что ты так с ним поступил.
Мне тоже. Считаешь, я не думал, как обойтись без его смерти? Она не могла быть свободна, пока он жил. Зато теперь посмотри на нее. Нет, Скиф, я не отдам ее никому. Зона дала мне жизнь, новую жизнь. Жизнь, которую я готов вернуть, если потребуется.